All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, disappointed people of the podcast world like us, because we once again experienced a fucking technical difficulty, just like we did the last time. You weren't at that one, though, but...
how dare you not invite me?
Again, if you are an aspiring podcaster, be aware of all the hardware and software problems you may encounter. Learn how to troubleshoot, do a little bit of cocaine, and
or a lot of it.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean, somewhere in between a lot and a little of cocaine. So moderate, like
what did Kevin Bacon say?
A grande cocaine.
Kevin Bacon say the secret of life is
not vente.
Safe amounts of cocaine.
Grande.
Safe amounts.
Safe amount of cocaine.
Okay, so we're in a good groove. Actually, we peaked at the groove, and now we can peak back in.
Yeah, we peaked, and
we were talking about the age of consent.
Yeah, the podcast will never be as good, and how Florida sucks. But we'll move on from that.
Yeah,
and we're not going to move on from that because it doesn't suck. But let's get into the age of consent because it's a much more interesting topic than you listening to me and Nico fight over a place that he doesn't like, that he's never been, and a place that I was born at that I love.
Ooh, look at that!
Yeah, I don't like it.
I went
not
lowrider
because
status.
Like the place or the geography of it. It's more of what it did politically.
Okay, I can agree with you on that. You being a Floridian. How do you explain all the weird shit that happens in Florida?
So
what is it?
The swamp. The fumes of the swamp.
I think I would explain the weird stuff that happens in Florida based on
swamp people.
Not swamp people.
Swamp people.
The swamp takes up much less of Florida as people like. They think that Florida is literally just like what's that
it's more
Stephen
Georgia.
King movie? You know that one?
That's a melody, my friend.
No, I know, but it's famous from the movie. The one where they rape that guy. You know what I mean?
What?
Sleepers.
Not sleepers. Jesus.
What movie are you talking about?
Damn.
You don't know that
Florida.
movie? It's super famous. Anyway.
The pinball scene?
No. So people think it's like that. Florida, the reason that Florida is so wild is because they just... If you think about how American culture has adapted to the modern times, they have also adapted just in a way that isn't the way that other people would do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
For instance, the town that the town that I was born in, I left Florida when I was young, but I visited every single summer since I was born.
Yeah.
The town that I was born in, I'm not going to name names. If you look at how the town is set up, all of the white people in town live on one side of the town, and all of the black people in town live on the other side of the town. Now, when I was younger and I was learning about racism and like separate but equal and like Jim Crow laws and stuff like that,
yeah,
whatever. But I thought that was pretty fucked up, obviously, because I was like, damn, segregation is still alive in the South. But then when I actually went and investigated both sides of the town, I found out both sides of the town are completely equal in like wealth, in like homeless population, in the restaurants are even the same. Like they have one Bennigan's in that part of town and the other Bennigan's, and both are the same. It's just
what the fuck district. What's a Bennigan?
Bennigan is like
what's the equivalent
Flanagan's.
It's like a Denny's.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. But they like sing to you and shit, stuff like that. It's like a family restaurant, but like
kind of like a BJ's or
kind of like restaurant? A BJ's. Yeah, like that. Okay. Yeah, where it's a sit down place, but it's still not. It's not like
and then
fancy.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah. And so it was very weird to me to see that, like,
happy birthday.
Even though that they lived completely separate from each other, they still lived like equal lives. And I think that separate but equal is still something that's terrible. I mean, I think that equal but equal and equal is the best way to go.
Weird shit.
Yeah.
That happens.
And so I think that the reason that because of that and other things about Florida that just like adapted differently, a lot of weird shit happens. And plus, it's kind of like a snowball effect where you hear a weird story about Florida and you are a weirdo and then you move to Florida because you're like, damn, things are okay to do out there. I mean, not gonna lie, I know what my state's about. Florida has the largest cases of public masturbation per capita than anywhere else in the U.S. combined.
I feel like fapping in public. Let's take a road trip to Florida, guys.
And
we could stay at my grandma's.
Wow. Can you believe that shit?
yeah, old people, the baby boomers love Florida.
That's true.
Oh my God.
What?
The baby boomers love Florida for some reason.
Yeah, man.
It's a big,
Boca Raton. That's where you retire
dude, that's
to.
where everyone goes to fucking retire. You're right.
But look, if you haven't been to Florida, let me just tell you, it is beautiful. The whole state is gorgeous.
Yeah.
From even the swamp to river to beaches, the water is warm almost all year round.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful place to live. And because of its reputation, it is also a cheap place to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It
It is not that expensive to get a really nice house on the water, on a river in bumfuck Florida.
So
That being said, separate Florida from the U.S.
So how soon before Florida's sea level rises? Because I've seen the footage. In Miami.
Florida is at sea level, so
it's getting there.
Soon as fuck.
all the nearby resorts and beaches are gone. That's for sure. All the first ones to go.
100%. But that's the thing that you think about Florida. If you look at the topography of the state, like there's really no like increase in land. Like if you look at the beach and you look at the city, it's not like here in California where the beach slopes high up and then you get into the city.
Okay.
It's like the beach extends onto the city. It's like almost crazy that the water hasn't swallowed most of Florida up.
Another crazy
by
thing
now.
is
it'll be the first one to go.
I bought a shit ton of property in Florida, pay a lot of insurance money just so when the water level rises, I make bank.
Did you actually do
Insurance.
that? I do not believe that you did that.
That's what I did.
Hey, you know what?
I did it in my head.
I'm sure.
Oh my God.
I'm sure people are already doing it.
Yeah, no,
It's a smart move. I mean, Florida gets hit by a hurricane like once a year.
What's the age of consent in Florida?
I think that it works
the
off
moment
of
you drink a beer,
Jesus.
of age.
Sit down. I'm not. I think the age of consent in Florida goes off of most of what the East Coast rules and regulations is, which is it is 18 for anybody above the age of 18, but if you're 16 and the person is only 2 years older than you, so if you're 16, they're 18, you're 17, they're 19, then it's okay. Or I think there's some kind of crazy clause. I know when I was going to school in Pennsylvania, I saw this like crazy clause, but Pennsylvania is one of those states that has like historical laws, you know what I mean, that
Isn't
they don't
it a
get rid of
Puritan
them.
kind of state?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have this weird law that if you've been dating the person without having sex with them for, I think, over 2 years, regardless of age, it is now considered consent. Or
That's
in a
weird as
lot of
fuck.
states in the East
What the
Coast,
fuck?
your parents,
Yeah.
if you're below the age of 18 and you're dating somebody above the age of 18, your parents can consent for you.
What the fuck?
Strange.
Yes.
Strange.
Very.
It's weird.
That feels like arranged marriages.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about arranged marriages.
They don't really exist as much.
Let's
in America
recap a little
anymore.
bit of what we were talking shit about. The age of consent in Nevada is 16.
Which is fucked, by the way, Nevada. Not gonna lie, if you were by the water, I would wish that you would get.
Yes. The only thing good
Get
about
out.
Vegas is nothing.
Yeah.
The only thing good about Nevada is
Reno 911.
Reno 911. Yes.
That's the best thing about Nevada.
I don't like Nevada for two reasons. One,
Guns.
AR-15s are legal.
broke the straw.
The straw.
The straw that broke the camel's back
Yeah.
is that state voted someone in office that is dead.
A dead
That's
man.
A dead fucking
A
person.
dead
was
man is in office.
Okay, that goes to show what kind of fucked up people are in Nevada, man.
In Brazil, people voted a penguin with a hat into office.
You gotta
once.
be fucking. That's a okay. Never mind. I have my own opinions. about
That's because
Brazilians too,
voting
man.
is mandatory
Right.
in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
true.
you get a lot of joke candidates because they don't want to vote for anybody.
Like
so
these nuts?
Yeah.
These nuts will take it all away, bro.
Oh yeah.
I think it's Brazil. I may be wrong.
Or
about that.
God, what's the name of that guy? I can't remember, but he wears the boot on his head. Have you ever seen that guy?
No.
He's
boot
a
on his
candidate.
fucking
Yeah,
head?
he wears a boot on his head, and he's a candidate. I can't remember the name. I'm very sorry, but he's a candidate that runs every election. So every presidential election. Okay, cool. Sorry.
Ralph Nader.
Ralph Nader, yeah.
He
that's
wears-
actually
I know,
what it
he's
is.
the green-
wears-
he's
him
the
and
green
Strong
party.
Thurman.
He wears a boot on his head, and his three biggest laws are zombie repellent in every household, switching IDs to PIDs, pony identification system, so every single person gets a pony, and everybody must have their pony on them at all times.
Okay with that.
You're cool with that?
I'm cool with the pony.
Vote that man in office
Right now, if I don't get a pony next election, I'm blowing up the United States.
Motherfucking
You heard
pony.
it here first. Nico is now a domestic terrorist. You just
Because
got
he
flagged.
needs
by
a
the-
motherfucking pony.
fucking
I did just
NSA.
get flagged. Me and Donald Trump are going to fight.
And with no, first you're gonna fight Alex Jones.
Oh, I'll fight
He's-
both of them at the
he's
same
the
time.
tournament.
He's
They're
the
fans of each
tutorial
other.
level boss. He's the tutorial level. You
Yeah,
can get
no,
that.
he's my first boss.
Once you defeat
Then it's Donald
Alex
Trump.
Jones, you're going to meet me, and it's going to be the greatest fight of all the greatest fights and all the great fights of the greatest fights in history. And Melania is going to suck your dick if you win. Guarantee it. Nothing else like it. No one's a bigger fan.
Well, she doesn't
of
suck his dick, so.
Melania sucking people's dicks than me.
Burned.
Dude. Okay, so I was saying that I have a friend that said that he went and got himself a Nevada girl because of the age of consent.
Which
How
in
old-
other words of saying,
He was in his mid 30s.
Oh.
which is another way of saying, I realized that it was illegal where I lived to date someone this young, and I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So I looked for a loophole.
Yeah.
Which
Which is only proof to show that the only reason he did it was because they were 16.
Yeah.
The age is the most important factor
and
to
granted,
him.
Yeah.
he has a daughter who just graduated high school.
Same age.
17. Who is
Or
17? Who is older than this woman?
Yeah. And even if she was
Girl.
20, it's the.
I know
that's
you know this
too
person.
far,
I'll
too
say it.
close.
I'll say it out loud. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
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 Is that not the first? You got to get in line. Everyone.
Yeah.
Fucking talk shit to that guy in his face. But
Here first, he'll be the first box, then Alex Jones.
Yeah, then Alex
then-
Jones, then
Then Donald Trump.
But realistically, okay. First and foremost.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, well they're 18, they should know better. I beg to differ, man. No, not a whole lot of 18-year-olds nowadays.
Think
they
about-
don't know better.
Yeah,
man.
no, and like,
Even if they grew up hard, they're still
Yeah.
young.
yeah.
Why do you send them off to war then?
Look, and here's the other thing with
Why?
with sexuality, especially like as exposed in like media and online, and how easy it is to access like pornography today in
Yeah.
the internet, that we as adults know that what we see in porn is not what reflects
Right.
to real life.
Exactly.
But somebody who's young who doesn't know that then gets it verified by somebody who's older taking advantage of them,
Right.
that this is what happens in real life, and what happens on TV and in porn is what reality is, which is just not true.
2 questions for you. What do you think the age of consent and the age to go into the army and let's start drinking and smoking in there should be? What age should that be? And do you think video games also affect people's mindset at a young age? About violent video games for a 9-year-old. Can they separate?
I'd say
Just like they can't separate porn?
I'd say no, because when
Seems a little biased.
I don't think it's biased, because it is biased because just so you guys know, I do video game soundtrack composition, and I love video games. So
Yeah.
Hire this man.
and
hire him.
Yeah, please.
Like right now,
I'm
please.
about to
Please.
graduate. Please hire
I
me.
need money.
I need a job. But basically, when I was a kid, I would make up, like when I was out with my friends, we would beat the shit out of each other with sticks all the time, because violence is just in my nature. And I would invent my own violent shit when the most violent game I played was Legend of Zelda. You know what I mean? There's not even any
It was a
blood in
fucking
that
sword,
game.
man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, that's not a violent
And
video
boomerangs.
game.
Yeah,
What
but
about
that's
Grand
what I'm
Theft
saying.
Auto?
Well, see, I never played Grand Theft Auto, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
know. But I think that no kid under the age of 18 should play Grand Theft Auto. It's a fucked up game.
Yeah, it is.
no,
It's a
that's what I
very
was.
fucked
Okay,
up
so you
game.
answered my
can
question.
Kill if you can hire a stripper banger and then kill her in the same
Yeah.
game, then you should not be under the age
That was the
of
whole
16
purpose
Or
of
put it
playing
into context.
But that was
exactly.
the whole,
Or put it
purpose.
into context by your parents. Yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that the whole purpose of grading every release, like
same
putting
thing
a
with
sticker
movies.
on it.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Nobody fucking listened to
But
it.
then it's the parents' problem. They should
yeah,
know
it's
how mature their kid is, because
Yeah.
everybody matures differently.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And they should know what they should take. They should also be good parents from the beginning and tell them, oh, violence is bad. You shouldn't hit kids or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a
And
mixture of things.
I think so, but I think that where the difference lines between video games and pornography is generally accepted by the public. Everybody can openly discuss and talk about video games and things they see on TV with classmates, parents, and teachers.
Yeah.
But what you see on the internet, pornography, if you meet somebody on the internet, these are things that we as a society has deemed not appropriate to discuss to your parents, your teachers, or your classmates in public.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we think that they're wrong, and we don't
even more
want
so, it should be
to
up to
talk
your
about
parents
it.
to put it in context.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
But the reason I don't like to put that much power into porn and like things you watch on TV, because then it gives people like, what's his name? He was a serial killer. Killed guys he would
meet online.
Who, Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, that guy.
Not
yeah.
he was either Jeffrey Dahmer or the other really famous one that got caught.
That
Ted something.
Or Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
yeah.
That said the reason he killed was because of porn. And I don't like them being able to have that excuse.
Well,
Yeah, that's kind of a cop out.
it's the difference between, if going back to what we were talking about, if you are 16 and somebody who is above the age of 16 takes advantage of you, are you going to necessarily become a crack whore? No.
Right.
Will you have traumatic things about you and your physical relationship with other people for the rest of your life?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you play violent video games and you act out as in a violent manner in like elementary school, middle school, and high school, are they correlated? Yes. If you watch a violent video game and then you shoot up your school,
Is that the video game's fault?
no.
Yeah.
And it just depends on, it really is like, I'm not saying that they're going to have an effect like, oh man, I watched 2 Girls, 1 Cup,
Right.
and now I just get pooped on every day. You know what I mean?
Or now it's like,
you know, like,
I watched a porn where the girl's sexualized as being like dominated.
yeah.
Right.
Is that okay for me to like hit women now?
Yeah, exactly.
That's some crazy shit,
right?
That is something that what you said is something we do have to worry about, which is something that is not contextualized in porn by parents. But if you watch 2 Girls, 1 Cup, you're still not going to want to get shit on.
Of
You know
course
what I
not,
mean?
yeah.
You never know, man.
And
you
if
don't
you
know who
do,
that person
then
is
you got
watching.
other-
Then that's your own.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
if
does it
you're
work
a,
both
you're a
ways?
celiac, that's
Does
your
it
own
work both
thing.
ways? If you watch like really aggressive porn and you don't hit somebody, but you still like doing it, and then there's someone who does watch and they abuse their significant other, whatever gender.
I think
is
that
that the porn's fault then because he watched violent porn?
I don't think it's the porn's fault, but I definitely think it's a factor.
You think
Because
it's an influence?
I think if nobody contextualized that porn, like when I was young, and I was first like discovering this stuff, obviously, you know, like I was lucky enough to have my older brother, who was 3 years my senior, who came to me when I was in 5th grade and said, if you ever have a question, I know it is uncomfortable to ask mom. I've already asked my mom and dad, and I will tell you. And I got to ask him, and he told me straight up what was going on. But if you don't have somebody to contextualize that, that's what I'm saying. If you don't have somebody to contextualize that, then it's hard to know. You know, it's like that South Park.
Maybe they didn't talk about directly what I was watching because I have 2 sisters. I'm not going to talk about porn with my 2 sisters.
Of course, yeah.
Wow.
I have 2 brothers, so it was much
crazy.
easier to discuss. So there's the dichotomy right there.
Yeah.
You grew up in a household where it was more reserved, and I grew in a household where it was more open. You know what I mean? Just among my brothers. My parents are a different story.
I mean, but like, yeah, I'm not going to get into the type of porn I watch, but like I don't think that has ever affected me, and I never had it put into context. I mean, in a way, I went to good schools.
Then
we're talking about porn because Tumblr, you failed us. You are
Tumblr.
no longer letting porn on the website.
Yep.
What's up? What's up with that? What happened to 4chan? Random.
The fuck? And it's because they were leaking child pedo shit.
Were
yeah,
they?
and they
were allowing
and
it?
Yeah, dude.
they were.
That's fucked up. They
It's
should have
like
gone away.
Those fuckers, dude, fuck it up for everyone else.
Look,
so.
they had full murder videos on
Yeah, fuck that
4chan
shit.
for like years.
Yeah, dude.
That's the first shit. See, that's what I'm talking about. That is the first shit I saw when I was a kid. Some guy told me about it when I was in 4th grade.
Yeah.
I looked it up and I saw a guy get decapitated,
Well,
which was not something that a 4th grader should see.
I didn't know what
In
YouTube was
fourth
until
grade,
middle school.
Yeah, see, you know,
what
so, like, it's all contextualized.
When you were in 4th grade, what year was that?
I was born in 1995. I'm young.
Check this out.
Okay,
In-
so 4th grade for
breathe.
me was 2007.
in
So
1990,
it must have been 2008 because I am 1 year older.
90
than Nico.
oh, okay, in your guys' birth year, or I mean not birth year, but like
Actually,
kid
it was
years,
2008. Obama got
elementary
elected
years.
in 4th grade for me.
We had this VHS
Yeah, he got
called
elected in 5th grade, so that makes
Faces
sense.
of Death. Our generation had Faces of Death. Hi, Albert.
Hi, Albert.
Hi, Albert.
We had Faces of Death, which is basically a compilation on VHS of the shit you see on Live Leak,
Damn.
narrated.
Damn. On
Yes.
VHS.
Yes.
That's something that's hard to
Okay,
contextualize.
I'm born in 81, graduated high school in
VHS is hard to
1999.
conceptualize. What is that?
If you're from my generation, you
What is
remember
that?
Faces of Death.
VHS is hard to conceptualize. What is that? I don't know what that is. What is VHS?
I only use Laserdisc.
I'm
You know what's
very
funny
confused.
is my kid's play school teacher. She was rewinding. I heard, oh, it's rewinding, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I haven't
She
heard that in
brought
a
out
long
the
time.
VHS,
Yeah.
dude, the VCR.
You got to rewind
And
it
your
before
kids
you
were
do it.
like,
No,
what the
no,
fuck?
it's cool because my child knows what a VCR is because he
Nice.
sees it on YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, there is a whole generation of kids that have never heard the dial-up tone. Think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This must be so
There's
annoying for the
kids
podcast
that will only
listeners.
know 4G.
Our one
Yeah,
fan.
exactly.
And what
They will
happened?
only know
Will only know 4G.
4G.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
man.
won't know that
They
there
never
was,
had to have 3G,
Okay.
which was horrible.
Age of consent. Age.
Yeah, go
what,
on,
at
sorry,
what
we
age?
sidetracked.
Yeah, what
okay,
age?
but what age? Let's just take one thing at a time.
Yeah.
We already agreed on video games, so
Yeah.
What age should you allow a human being? Not
I
just
don't
a
want to
child,
make that decision because I don't know. I feel like
to
it's gonna
have a mobile phone
a mobile phone.
Oh, to have a mobile phone.
I thought we were talking about.
or an iPad.
I got me, my older brother, and my younger brother, no matter what the generation was,
Yeah.
we all got a mobile phone for our 5th grade graduation
Yeah.
gift. And I think that that was a great time for me to have
Fifth
a mobile
grade?
phone.
Yeah.
5th grade
I think that's
graduation.
too early.
Think that's too
Really?
early?
Uh-huh. I think
My kid's
I got
three
it
and
in
he's
6th
already
grade.
an iPad master.
Okay.
I got my first cell phone in 6th grade,
Yeah.
and this before
What about a tablet?
iPhones and stuff.
What about a tablet?
I had an iPod Touch.
Okay.
At that
See,
time.
here's the
Okay.
thing. Oh, okay, then I might be a little older than you because I don't think my iPod Touches came out until I was in like 8th grade, maybe 7th grade.
iPod Touch debut.
I had a
in-
iPod Touch
Motorola Razr when I graduated.
Yeah, no.
grade.
They-
Black one or the
iPod
silver
Touches
one?
were
Black
around
for
at that
yes.
time. iPod Touches were around at that time.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was slightly before
You're 20,
the iPhone.
You're 21.
Oh,
You're
okay.
21, right?
And he's 22.
You're 22.
I'm about to. You just turned 21.
You
though,
graduated in what year?
I remember when I was 21.
14.
Yeah. See, I graduated 2015.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah.
I'm about to turn 23, and you're about to turn 22, right?
No, I turned 22.
Just turned
When's
21.
your birthday?
Just turned 22.
Okay, cool.
When's your birthday?
December 29th. So end of the month. It's
Yeah.
the worst birthday. It's right between
Bongs
Christmas
for Jesus
and
party at Campbell's.
yeah. Bong Ribs for Jesus is my. Don't associate me with that.
Anyways.
associate with me with music composition.
Anyways.
Hire this man.
Hire that man. Anyways, I think by the time they start going out on their own with their friends is a good time to buy a cell phone, especially with social media. When we got our cell phones, iPhones weren't really like
Facebook wasn't even big yet.
Yeah.
MySpace was
social
barely a
media.
thing. You know what I mean? Like
social media was like getting to the point where it's about to be like at its peak.
I
Yeah.
remember on
When-
MySpace we
yeah.
would post on the bulletin board to meet at someone's house for a party.
Now
That's
I
what we used
think
to do.
social
Instead of
media is
texting each
bad,
other. Yeah.
and I think all this access to them and to the internet at an early age is bad. So I would say once they because I
Thanks,
started going
Grandpa.
out alone. Yeah, no problem. I don't know if it's bad. I might be wrong. I have like two conflicting opinions on it. It's either a step in evolution or it's just bad.
Well, I mean,
it could go either way.
Yeah,
though.
here's the thing.
I think so.
It's weird because I have the same thing because when I was growing up, the one thing that I told myself is if I bought my kid a video game station, I would never give him a microphone. I would never give him like the ability to talk to other people because I grew up in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 where people said the worst shit to each other.
It was the YouTube comments over the fucking air.
Oh
dude.
yeah, and nobody gave a fuck. And if you were like fuck you, they were like, okay, 1v1 me in Rust right now. Let's settle it here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I would never, because I mean, there's some fucked up.
Days.
Yeah.
But like it goes back to what I'm talking about. It goes back to like what we were talking about earlier with the dopamine releases in the brain and how we get addicted to our cell phones.
Yeah.
I think it
100%.
should be weighted till a point where like
you can consciously control your usage.
Yeah, consciously, and the fact that like with a kid, at some point they're gonna go off by themselves, and I would rather have them have a phone when they're going off by themselves than when they don't.
100%.
So around that age, I'd be like, yeah, no, you need a phone to survive.
I think I don't know about you, but for me, I started going to the mall with my friends by myself when I was about in 6th grade.
Yeah, but you get
grade.
driven by your parents and picked up by your parents.
So you're saying like when you're 16, when you're like
when you know how to take public transportation.
It might be a little extreme.
Yeah, but that's a good. I
you
respect
can
that
walk
opinion.
to the local like MTA bus stop or the train station like
and
that.
buy a
Yeah,
ticket.
or if you're in a car accident and you need AAA, like you get your driver's license for the first time. Like there's reasons to have a cell phone.
Yeah, of course.
And
I think that 16 is just so late in the game.
Right now at 16.
Why do you need
in this day and age?
I mean, did you go out with like? Did you like call up your friends and like need your cell phone to like go meet up with them?
Yeah.
At like 14, 13, 12?
Yes.
Or was it like, oh, I want to go over to my friend's house. I called them on the house phone and now my mom's driving me there.
I didn't have a landline since I've been in 4th grade.
I was a landline
My
whore.
Your parents got off the landline game early?
My parents. My mother was
with the 2.4 gigahertz spread.
Yeah. This was
spread spectrum.
This was right
phone.
before my mom declared bankruptcy, so she was in so much debt. The only person who called her house was tax collectors, so she literally just ripped the landline off the wall and threw it away because why would she? What?
But she still paid for it?
For the landline? No, she got rid of it later, but out of a fit of rage, she was just like, why do I even have this? Yeah. And so I guess that may have influenced why I needed a cell phone early on because I didn't have a phone. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, there was no home phone.
But your mom had a phone.
Well, she had a cell phone, and it's been the same number since I was 5. I literally have it memorized like it was the back of my hand. I'm not going to say it. Obviously, please don't message my mom.
So, okay, well, age of consent for sex. Either,
I don't want to say
straight, lesbian, trans.
So
bi,
with phone,
whatever.
I'm comfortable saying when I would like give my kid a phone if I had a kid. With age of consent, I would believe it's more of a scientific like debacle when your brain is fully matured.
Well, obviously, we all know that females mature a lot quicker than men.
Yeah, genetically. Yeah.
So you get a 15-year-old girl that's fully developed. Does that entitle? Consent?
No.
Exactly.
Because your physical maturity has nothing to do with it. It's your mental maturity.
Correct. Yeah.
Can you understand the difference between
your physical
a loving
maturity
relationship and not?
Right.
Well, of course it does, but it's really okay. So here's an example. For me, I have a straight answer. I think that it should be 18. Mm-hmm. If you are below the age of 18. If you're 16 or 17 and you have sex with somebody else who's 16 or 17, I think that's okay. But if the second you turn 18, I think it should be 18. The day you turn 18.
So like you're dating, like I turned 18 my senior year of high school, like the beginning. So my whole senior year, I was basically 18.
Yeah.
What if I had a girlfriend a year behind me?
So here's the thing. This is what I was bringing up.
Okay.
One of my family members, I'm not going to say who or what their relation is to me, like they're distant, but he was dating somebody who was 2 years younger than him. So he was, when he was 16, when he was 16, she was 14, which I was personally...
I was dating a freshman when I was a junior.
Yeah. See, but here's the thing.
Yeah, 2 years.
When he turned 17 and she turned 15, so he was a sophomore or a junior, and she was a 8th grader, and
Did
they
it happen at that time?
Yeah.
See, that's the weird thing for me is those kind of like transitional periods.
Exactly. That's where the line is. And so for me, I think it's just like high school. Just wait to high school.
Yeah.
When you get into high school, I think that's okay. But I just think that if this person had like waited a year and he was 18 and she was 16, somehow to me that's like more okay than it would have been if they hadn't waited a year. If he was 17 and he turned 18 and they just continued dating, that would be worse. No, if he turned 18 and she turned 16 and then they had sex for the first time, that to me is somehow better than 17 and 15, even though it's the exact same age difference.
That's weird to me. Because
I think that it in 8th grade, like, you haven't experienced anything about high school. Barely any people are like doing drugs. Like, you know what I mean? You didn't go to my middle school. Well, a lot of people were doing drugs at my middle school too, but those guys were
he went to rock and roll, you know what I mean? Like, that's where he went.
Yeah.
They didn't have the like the guys who were smoking weed and drinking in middle school were dumb, like not dumb as in they were dumb for doing drugs, but like it's not like they understood what was happening. You know what I mean? They were just weed is cool, alcohol is dope, but they didn't have
that's
any
what I thought in high school too.
Well, when I turned like 16 and 17, at least I understood the repercussions of my actions. If I get caught, it's going to be bad. You know what I mean?
I don't think I did in high school.
I definitely did.
I think I knew that I would get in trouble for doing it. I started smoking weed in middle school.
Yeah, I waited till I started when I was a freshman.
Seventh grade.
7th grade? Okay.
I started I was 9th grade.
13.
So we agree that 18 should still be the age then?
Yeah, I'm okay with 18 because I don't have any more information on it.
Now, okay, that's sex.
So, and this is just as a final thought. Just for the viewers out there, I have an extremely biased opinion. I met a girl my sophomore year of high school, and so we were 16, and I waited 2 years, and we both had sex when we both turned 18.
First time losing your virginity?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have a biased opinion
lost it
because
sooner than I did. So
yeah,
I lost mine at 20.
You lost it later.
But then again, I was dating her for 3 years at the time. We were 3 years into the relationship, which a lot of guys and all my friends in high school were like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
Yeah, no. Everybody in my high school, all the girls in my high school would be like, "Really? Like 3 years?"
Yeah, like, 3 years.
It wouldn't even be the guys at my high school. The girls would be like, "That's way too long."
Wow.
Like,
patience, huh?
No, there's the same thing in my high school. I mean,
and there's no right way or wrong way age to have sex. It's when you're ready. Personally, there's a wrong. If you're manipulating the person that's maybe not ready to have sex, that's when you start getting trouble.
And that's the question you have to ask yourself when you're 17 and you know at least more knowledge than somebody who's 15. Is that not manipulation?
Yeah.
I think it is.
I can agree with you. Yes, because
17 and 15,
the mental maturity of the person.
It's the weird thing because 18 and 16, I feel like that they at least have
that
a
makes
general
no sense for me.
understanding.
For you.
Okay, well
that makes no sense.
Okay,
that's
what, just my
16
opinion.
and 18.
How 16 and 18 is okay, but 17 and 15 aren't. That doesn't make sense.
I can't explain it fully myself, but for some reason, something about a 15-year-old having sex is just wrong, in my opinion. A 16-year-old having sex.
And that goes on in other countries, and I don't think it's.
And it's weird for me because I knew people pregnant in middle school who were pregnant when I was in middle school.
That's
you
fucked
knew people
up.
Pregnant?
Yeah.
That's some fucked up shit right there.
Holy shit!
And she got pregnant, when she was in 8th grade by a 9th grader.
Well,
that weird transition period. Right?
I think that's different because 16 to 15 is only 1 year. They both have pretty much the same knowledge about. Experiencing life.
That's still weird for me.
So
1 year is fine, and then 2
exactly. I mean,
I'm like, oh,
I don't know.
Fuck?
I know it's just strange to me.
I can't say anything.
Babies having babies, man.
A lot of my friends are from high school are either already pregnant or married. So
my first sexual experience of my choosing was with someone 3 years older than me when I was 15.
Okay.
So I was 15.
Do you think you were ready? Honestly,
I don't think I was ready because I was really drunk.
that's
Okay.
not.
That was
then
different.
I would say personally, and I don't know the situation, but if you were really drunk, you were 3 years younger than the person, they took advantage of you.
Yeah. And it wasn't full sex. It was like sexual experience.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's. I still think that that's being taken advantage
All
of.
right, so
Actually, I might have been 16 and she might have been 18.
the age of consent?
Yeah.
Not, I mean, the age of consent. Now, let's determine the age for drinking.
Okay,
21
so
still tight. Still think it should be
21?
21. Yeah, I think it's a solid age.
I used to always like, my parents were all like, oh, if you can fight for this country, you should be able to drink. That's what my parents would
Well,
always
that's
say.
Then that
funny.
raises that question.
It's funny you say that
Yeah.
because if
So
you
either one or the other. Raise
if you
the
join
fight for the age.
if you join the army at 18, then you
can
can
drink.
buy liquor and cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I
if
still
you
don't.
choose
I
to
still
fight for your
don't. I
country,
still
you
think
know,
selective
That's
service
stupid.
should be 21.
should be 21.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
I said it. I'm going on
absolutely.
record. Selected service should be at 21.
Yeah, 21.
Well,
You
agreed.
18, 19, and 20-year-olds don't know shit. Why the fuck are you going to go and fight for a country? You're going to get yourself
Yeah.
killed, obviously.
And the
That's
other,
what Uncle Sam wants.
The evolutionary interesting thing about consent and like different age groups and maturity is like when we used to live to like 36,
Yeah.
middle age was like 15.
Yeah.
So
But that's different because you
Yeah,
had
I
to,
know.
you had to experience so much more. Schooling only lasted till like 10. You
yeah,
know
no,
what
no.
I mean?
I'm just saying like
Yeah.
No.
there's like always like as we like live longer, we're always in this evolutionary stage of things
Of
are
flux, yeah.
yeah, flux.
And,
that
Yeah.
and drinking age in
Yeah.
100 years might be 25 because we're living to be 200-year-old motherfuckers.
drinking age
you
might
know?
be 36 someday because we're like 250.
That would be fucked. I'd be looking
Yeah,
at my
right?
kids like, dude, I drank when I was 16.
No, okay, but the drinking age is not going to stop young people from drinking.
Of course not.
But
No.
here's the thing. I almost think it's good because if you're young and you're drinking, just the fear alone is going to keep you away from like completely ruining your life. Which
Okay, but-
I still have seen happen, but it definitely keeps a lot of people.
What
you
about
know?
Europe though, where they could drink at 16, have beer and wine at 16, and they have a card where it limits them out, where they have fewer drunk accidents of teens getting drunk drives, and they have fewer alcoholism cases.
Well,
And
because
they-
the drunk
Really?
well, because if you look at first of all, mad. Second of all, like if you look at the way that alcohol is treated
socially there.
No, socially here. I mean, you see a fucking alcohol commercial, and it's like that commercial in South Park. You fucking this girl, drink alcohol, vodka, drive this car, fancy suits, hooker party. You know.
Yeah.
But if you look at
and it's like, please drink responsibly.
yeah, but if you look at European alcohol commercials, it's like I took sip of this fine wine. And I loved it. You know, like they don't sexualize it or hype it up or like make it like about the industry because alcohol is seen as more of a culinary thing than an in America, we drink to get drunk.
Yeah.
In Europe, they drink because it goes well with their shit. You know,
So
with
you
their
think it's
food
more
and
of a
shit.
societal thing than an age
Absolutely.
thing?
But I think that because of American society, it should be 21 in America.
In America, but you're okay with Europe having it the way they have it.
Yeah, because their society is much more been evolved around alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
at one
interesting.
point-
Personally, yeah.
At one point, you can even, well, in Mexico is like that too. With I don't even think there's an age limit.
There is,
yeah.
but it's
not
not
really
enforced.
enforced.
It's
I
not
think it's
enforced.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
it's
it's not
18,
enforced.
something like
I
that.
mean, wasn't really enforced when I was 16 here.
Yeah.
To this day, that's why people go down there to go get fucking.
I wouldn't know. I've
decimated.
literally never left the country before.
Interesting.
Well, don't be in such a rush to go there.
I'm not in a rush to go
there's
anywhere.
good places.
Okay, you should go to another state
Look,
first.
I've lived in Los Angeles for almost my entire life, and I've barely explored
LA.
every corner of this city. You know what I mean? Like, I do not have time
Go
to
to
go
Dodger
on a
Stadium.
new excursion.
And I've
fun
been to
there.
Europe many times.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty well traveled. I love Amsterdam. I hate Rome. Rome's a piece of shit place.
really.
Damn.
Yeah, crowded, too many guns.
Shouts out to the Roman podcast.
Well, shout out to
listeners.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Amsterdam is great. The people there are great. They're
Really?
so nice. You feel so welcomed.
And in the game world,
In Rome?
that fucking
You don't?
that fucking video game
Which one?
blowing it right now. The one where they Horizon Zero Dawn was made in Amsterdam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. fire game. Thank
Such
you,
a great
Amsterdam.
place.
Yeah.
So beautiful. People beautiful. Food sucks, but that's fine.
It's chill. We forgive you, Amsterdam.
It's fine.
So
You always get
what
that
time
one.
mark could we hit? All right. Let's wrap it up. But
Sick.
before we wrap it up, I'm gonna ask you guys.
Everybody wrap it up. It's safer.
Yeah, there you go.
Double wrap it.
It feels great when you wait.
Friction breaks the condom. You can't double wrap it.
What if they're lubricated on the inside?
That was always my question. That is actually a question we had in middle school. It's like I made a joke once. I was like, "Oh, I'm so safe. I put 2 condoms on."
Wow.
And they're just like, "You're an idiot. The friction's just gonna break the condom." And I was like,
That's a good question.
You ruined my joke.
Have either of you ever broken a condom, like had a pregnancy scare because of a broken condom?
"About a pregnancy scare, not because of a broken condom."
Oh man, I've
Just 'cause I didn't
slashed
use a
through
condom.
condoms. I don't know why. I think I'm
must have
doing
a
it
sharp
wrong.
dick.
Yeah, literally like a knife in the dark.
Yes, the fucking.
It comes to a point. Yeah, if a vampire attacked me, they'd be fucked. I would just stab them straight in the heart.
My dick, his name is Excalibur. Be my strength.
But I've had like situations. Really, you've never? I've torn through like.
It happens, man.
Like I
Never
can
torn through.
count it on
I've
2
never
hands.
happened to me, but
I broke one while I was like unraveling it by accident.
Oh,
But that was before I had sex.
I've only ever done it like mid-sex. Which is
So like
terrifying.
you were having sex and then you're like, "I'm gonna pull out and put a condom on because I feel like I have to come."
No. Having sex and then it breaks during.
You're
You know
gonna have
what
to
I mean?
rate this podcast.
Yeah,
like
this is gonna be
X.
explicit.
All right. So, what advice right now would the both of you give the youth that I know watches my podcast about
You go first, Nico.
about first and foremost?
It's important for kids to know about sex and
Sex and how to go about it and how to be very not open about not just their sexuality, but open to questions and finding the right people. What would you say?
Finding the right people to have sex with, or being open about talking about it?
Talking about it, because I think that's a big issue. It's a big fucking issue right now.
I think you should always be able to talk to your doctor. If you go have a doctor, I know some people, it's hard to get healthcare and it's hard to be able to visit doctors. Hopefully you guys have good parents. You don't choose your parents, but hopefully you guys have good ones that know a lot about consent and sexuality and being ready. I would say if you're listening to this and you're young, most important thing, always be respectful to your partner. Always make sure you're ready emotionally and stay around your same age, because it's just better for you health-wise, because they're going to be mentally in the same place as you more likely. Not condemning people who date much older people or much younger. I just don't think it's the safest way to have a relationship.
I would agree.
But yeah, just be respectful and respect yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Campbell.
Youth of America. It is I, Campbell. Here is my biggest advice to you. First of all, everything Nico said about who to talk to, but include school counselors are a very
definitely.
appropriate person to talk to about this, especially because sex ed is not being taught as often in most schools. I didn't have a sex ed class when I was in
did.
school.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, see, I didn't.
And the other thing is sex ed's not universal.
And I think that the main thing that I can say is that, first of all, the day I lost from my virginity was also the day I became an asshole. So guys, watch out for that. It's universal.
Oh, wow.
It's universal. Think about it. Before I lost my
Don't let
virginity,
an
I
ego
was
trip
so
you.
nice.
I got legs, so fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Look at that bitch, I'm cool.
And second of all, for all those guys and girls that are out there who are feeling pressured to have sex just because it is talked about a lot with your friends, your family, with people around you on social media, it's not that
as important.
hype. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not that important.
It's not important. It's not that hype. It'll happen to you eventually if you want it.
Exactly.
If you don't,
Yeah. And
it's not something you should.
really, I think that this is a lot of people have different dissenting opinions about this, whether you should have sex your first time with somebody you don't care about just to get it out of the way. The first person I had sex with, I was madly in love with. And it really set a good precedence for me personally, because sex that I've had now since with somebody that I just met on a one-night stand has been terrible in comparison, and now it opens me up more to seek loving relationships because my first experience with sex was so good with somebody I love with, and it's something that I never regretted waiting. Never regretted it, not once in my entire life did I regret it.
If you like yourself and you like being alone, that's okay. Go ahead, have sex, and then be by yourself. It's all about what you want in life and making sure other people don't get hurt.
Nico, you bastard.
Can you see?
I mean, I've never had a really long-term relationship, and the first time I had sexual, it was not like with someone I cared about deeply.
Yeah.
And I can see where you're coming from. I don't look for love as much as probably you do.
Yeah. Well, it's all relative.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all relative.
You could have been more in love with somebody for a week than I have been with somebody in my entire life, and we'd never know because we're different people.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's all I got. I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
We missed you guys missed some great banter.
Yeah, about Florida.
In the Lost podcast that will never. It's gone
the
forever.
Second Lost podcast.
Yeah, the second one we have was the other one with me and Frankie.
Yeah,
I thought it was with me and Campbell again.
Was it?
No.
Oh, I think Ro was.
Yeah, Ro was in there too.
Yeah.
No, it was
just me and Frankie,
and the one after was me and Nura.
But
it's my fourth podcast, by the way.
Thank you guys for being on there. We're gonna do another one because that's just what we fucking do. This is how we bro.
Do that.
That's how we do it in the LBC, even though we're in LA. But Campbell,
socials.
All
right, you can hit me up on Facebook or Instagram at Campbell Irwin on both. My name's the same on both. I have a website pending. It's coming up, so look out for that. I'll definitely let
Gmail
people know.
Gmail.
Yeah, hit me. I guess Gmail, whatever. But I mainly I play in a local band called White Tar, and we do like surf punk, and then I also do compositions for video games and movie soundtracks, but I'm still fresh, you know what I mean?
Hire this man.
I've been,
hire this man.
Please, yeah. And I'm a decent audio engineer, so hire me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Nico.
I am Nico Eden. Oh, wait, Nico _Eden _ makes it way easier to find me.
He's Snapchatting himself podcasting right now. I just want to be aware of that.
I am Snapchatting myself. It's fun. I have to keep the streak alive.
Adam on Snap too.
I have to keep the streak alive. Adam on Snag. It's just Nico Eden. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I do cams. I'm up to 18 on the streak. I'll video call you if you're feeling lonely.
FaceTime audio only.
No, I'll show my face. I'm okay with showing my
FaceTime.
face.
He does consultations via FaceTime audio.
Send me $5 through Venmo, and I'll do marriage counseling.
Snapcash.
Snapcash, yeah, I'll accept Snapcash.
Send $5 to Nico, and he'll put your name in a song.
Shares for companies, I'll take. Yeah,
I'll take Bitcoin. I'm still in it. It sucks now, I know, but I will still take Bitcoin. I'm still accepting of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I believe.
That's next podcast. We'll talk about Bitcoin.
We'll talk about Bitcoin.
So, again, Ed Namrok podcast available on all major platforms, Spotify, iTunes, your mom's house. And that's it.
We like those sandwiches.
Yeah. Sandwich. See you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.